Tan Sri, you were born in 1935. What was life like back then, pre-independence, growing up in that era?
I'm glad you said pre-independence. I thought you wanted me to answer what was it like in 1935, the year I was born. Well, life was leisurely, more relaxed. I'm talking about the 1940s or 45, 50, when the war was over. But the early years were very challenging, very difficult. And it was a struggle because the Japanese were here.
Yes.
Don't forget they invaded in 1940s. And so I was a little boy in school because I was born January 6th. I had to skip a year, so I had to go to afternoon school. So I was in Ipoh at that time. And I remember one more afternoon, going to afternoon school because of my age problem. We heard these big sounds. And those from Ipoh will know this place near the Anderson School, the caves. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And we thought it was a blasting of the rock in the cave. But our Becha chap, you know, in those days he had this pool
Bechas,
yeah. He just dropped us and ran into the below car because he said, "It's bombing." We said, "No, it is blasting."
Mm-hmm.
And my auntie and I, she was a teacher, Miss Lee, and we fell on the road. But then we realized the Becha chap was right. We saw smoke, we heard ambulances, we heard fire brigade, and the war had come to Ipoh.
But you eventually went to University Malaya, but back then University Malaya was in Singapore.
Yeah, back then, interestingly enough, there was one university for both territories, both Malaya and Singapore. And we used to use the train service, and it's fun, you know, you're getting up at KL and then going down Kajang and all these Seremban and picking up your friends. And, you know, the little reunions at every railway station.
Right.
And we had a lot of fun in Singapore, University of Malaya in Singapore.
You know, this was leading to Merdeka Day itself. Can you tell us about the days leading to August 31st?
So I said, "Look, it's nearby, can I go?" He said, No. Why, Papa? He said, "Well, because there's going to be trouble. There are a lot of rumors, you see. Our country has been..."
Even back then we had rumors, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And people were worried. Like my father, he said, look, it's not safe. And I prevailed upon my mother, and she said, "Okay, let him go. But go and come back quickly.
You seem
if anything happens, you just run here, nearby." So, but how to get into the stadium? It's all pomp and splendor and security. So I thought of this idea, let's go to my school. It overlooks the Merdeka Stadium. And cari lubang lah dalam pagar sana, which we used to run away from school sometimes.
And there, you know where the lubangs were, the holes in the fences.
So we sort of, myself and a few others, crept through it. And there it was right in front of us, the grandstand view of the stage, and Tunku Abdul Rahman and the Duke and all the sultans and the ministers in their plume hats, you know.
Yes.
Cock hats with plumes. And it was really euphoric. The people were so full of patriotism, loyalty, and semangat kot. And when Tunku shouted Merdeka 7 times, we all joined, Merdeka, Merdeka. He went on and on. And it was a grand experience. And to be frank, whenever I see the TV clip of Tunku shouting Merdeka with the national anthem being played and the flag being hoisted by, I think, his son, you know. He was in the military then. And, you know, you get emotional.
Absolutely. Tan Sri, what makes you proud to be a Malaysian?
I am proud that so far, thank God, syukur kepada Tuhan, we have managed to live in peace and harmony.